A Tall Girl's Tale. A tall daughter brings no jubilation, as your height leads to gross speculation. Was your mom all too ready to gorge on spaghetti? And did her diet cause your long gestation? Or was it your mom's craving for eels that was wrong? Or perhaps the doctor's arms were simply too strong? For although he was no magician, your parents blamed the obstetrician for producing a baby 4 feet long. As an infant, you felt sadly alone and wished for a buggy equipped with a phone, so your parents, while on the street, could let you know they'd start tickling your feet, for your tootsies were in another time zone. Childhood is a time for fun and good feelings, but one game left your head really reeling. You loved bouncing, it's true, despite a noggin black and blue, from denting most doorways and ceilings. Yes, your schoolmates reacted coolly to you, but rarely did you ever feel blue. Though they ridiculed you loudly, you lifted your head proudly, blindly enjoying your superior view. At recess you tried harder to cope, and making friends had in fact been your hope. But your efforts were poorly rated, for your playmates' arms you dislocated, as you longed for a much longer jump rope. Little girls all love horses, you found, as it's fun to be carried around. But you wish that if only you could find a taller pony, so your feet would stop dragging the ground. In clothes shops you blushed and you sighed, and your shame you found difficult to hide, for when the dresses were long enough, they only came in rough burlap stuff, and made especially for freaks 14 feet wide. And selecting underthings brought you quickly to tears, for most panties are made for small rears, and 2 bras you considered using to avoid undue bruising, as just one bra pulled your breasts to your ears. Although your childhood had been far less than charmed, when you hit puberty you really became alarmed, for you wanted to die every time you had to buy a custom-made tampon the length of your arm. Choosing a beau was no easy decision, as your growing height led to boyish derision. Those on stilts grabbed your breasts, and the rest looked up your dress with binoculars equipped with night vision. In high school you noted sadly, alas, you still towered over the boys in your class. But one boy didn't laugh at you, because of his limited view? Or was he reading Braille or just groping your ass? And as your voice changed from soprano to bass, and from high school to college you passed, in graduation photos you seemed ghostly, although you were present, mostly, as the invisible head of your class. And while in college a beau copped a feel, as you parked in his dad's automobile. But with a foot in the glove compartment, he couldn't reach your love department or free his genitals from the car's steering wheel. Yes, your growing height you were beginning to hate, as your dates changed from merely miffed to irate, for when you both tried immorally to please each other orally, instead of 69, no one really got 8. You prayed for a He-Man who could defile you with style, with naughty games, but nothing really too vile. But nose-bleeding dates just got madder as they ascended your ladder to stratospherically service you doggy style. Just out of college you had job interviews with short little men with an even shorter fuse. You thought, don't tower over a boss or you'll risk making him cross, so you tried scrunching down in your shoes. But in tough times, who's the first they let go? Is it the dull or the indolent or the slow? Or that thief in accounting? Or that nympho he's been mounting? No, it's the poor gawky giraffe in the back row. Your lonely nights you couldn't take anymore, and growing tired of pacing the floor, you tried internet dating, but your hopes began deflating as blind dates ran screaming from your door. But as you continued to search for Mr. Right remained just out of sight. When you two could have been lascivious, you were strangely oblivious, like very tall ships passing by in the night. Yes, the midnight hour is when loneliness surges. You couldn't bear love songs, so you played dirges. You muttered this thing love, what a farce, as you employed manual catharsis to satisfy your embarrassing urges. But sometimes life holds sweet surprises. For one day while in a shop for odd sizes, you met a 7-foot beau with plenty of dough and a willy that flatteringly rises. At long last you could dance face to face, although you both felt a bit out of place. As you watched the others fidget, those envious dwarfs and those midgets who shouted, "Hey, stop taking up so much space." That night when he brought you home in his car, fueled by a passion you had never experienced so far, long limbs did you both flex while attempting hot pretzel sex, until the police had to untangle you with a crowbar. Yes, your amorous beau you were constantly bedding, as all inhibitions and clothes you were shedding. But soon your father's detecting revealed you were expecting, which led to a quick catered shotgun wedding. Your pregnancy proved the longest ever seen, until you feared you'd give birth to a teen. Finally, labor started on a Monday and ended late Sunday, and the resulting child required a baby buggy limousine. As the years passed, you were starting to see, as you dangled more kids on your knee, with legs crossed like pickup sticks, that defective diaphragm you vowed to fix, to avoid even more feet blocking the TV. A healthy child gives a mom a proud feeling, but as more kids arrived, your head began reeling. As their appetites grew, they grew even taller than you, and heads and grocery bills shot straight through the ceiling. The years passed and you no longer felt loco, but your skin looked like something rococo. And though you both resembled wrecks, you strangely still wanted sex, so you snuck Viagra into your hubby's bedtime cocoa. But with old age, will you just mutter and frown, and ignore all the new advantages profound? You should welcome osteoporosis, as there'll be a lot fewer things you'll miss that are occurring down close to the ground.
Look, Lance, up in a